Hey, welcome everybody. Brian here from EV Sportline, and today I'm excited to walk you through the ultimate Rivian R1T Overland build. We have outfitted this Rivian R1T with everything we've got for the ultimate Overland experience, and in this video I'm going to walk through all the upgrades in good detail, each segment of this video one step at a time. Let's go ahead and get started with the basics, the first few things that we put on the truck, and I'm going to start right up here with these are our beadlock wheels. These are R80B beadlock wheels from Team 1 EV. These were designed specifically for the Rivian. So the fitment to the Rivian is perfect. It's a stock fitment. It's not going to rub at all on any of the fenders. And this wheel is a real beadlock. So for overlanding or off-roading, you can deflate the tire for maximum traction, and since this is a real beadlock, the beadlock is this ring here which clamps the tire to the wheel. With that beadlock, you never have to worry that the tire will slip on the wheel, even with the torque that you get out of a Rivian. Now, with every wheel from 1 EV for the Rivian, this is a bolt-on fitment. You don't need any hub rings, you don't need aftermarket lug nuts. It just simply bolts on. Very nice wheel, fully forged, proper load rating for the Rivian. We've got a BF Goodrich KO2 tire on this. So we've got the wheel set for overland and off-road use right here. First step. Let's move on to the rock sliders. This is the R-Max rock slider, again made by Team 1 EV. This is available from EV Sportline. This is made in the USA, and this is a full rock slider. So the protection goes from behind the front wheel to in front of the rear wheel, and it protects the bottom side of the vehicle. So the battery tray, the outer edge of this, where you might be prone for running over a stump or a rock, with this slider on here, you can do whatever you want. This thing is bulletproof. You can jack up the truck right on the slider. You can grind your way over rocks. Not gonna be a problem. These things are amazing. In addition to the rock protection, this is also a step. So you can step into the vehicle front or back. Okay, that's what we've got there. Let's take a look up top. We've added the Overland Rough Racks roof rack. This is a powder coated black aluminum roof rack. This bolts on to the factory Rivian crossbar mounts. So there's no drilling, no modifying. This bolts on. And then if you come around to the front, you're going to see what we did up here with lighting. This is the Morimoto 2-banger light bar specifically for Rivian R1T fitment. This is made by Team 1 EV, where it's outfitted with this remote control setup. So there's no wire that goes inside the cab. There's no secondary buttons. It comes with key fobs, and on the key fobs, it's remote control. So I can turn on, turn off, I can do the outers or the inners. Let's walk through what we've got. On the inners, the two center LED pods, those are spotlights, so those are going to give you max distance. And then the next inners are going to be combo lighting, so that's going to flood the area around you. And then on the outside, we have fog lights. So those are SAE fog lights in an amber lighting, optimal for cutting through that fog. And all of that is remote controlled with these convenient buttons. Let's go around to the back now. Matching the top of the truck and the back, we have the Overland Roof Racks bed rack. This is again an aluminum powder coated roof rack. We've got Agency 6 grab bars. If you want to climb up here, you can do that. This thing's rock solid. It's loaded with tactical attachment points. You can bolt on bags, you can strap bags, clamp bags, whatever you need to put up here, whether this is your cargo, you could put a spare tire up here. Anything you need for camp can go and get outfitted up here. Then we have Morimoto 1-banger camp lights in the back. And again, this is going to be remote controlled. So there's no wiring inside the truck. Let's say you're sitting at your campsite. You can just use the key fob to turn those on and off. And if you do get stuck off-road, we've got the Max Trax recovery boards mounted up here on the side. A couple quick disconnects. You turn these, pull these off, put them under the tires, and help yourself out. Now, on the gear tunnel, let's take a look over here. We've got the R-Max gear sled on this side, and we've got a Pro Eagle off-road jack. This is set up with the Rivian jack puck. It's all ready to go. How convenient is this? locks in place, stores in there. Perfect. Now let's check out the camp kitchen. We've got the EXO hitch mount system from Yakima, and we've got a modified open range that's been converted to fully electric. First thing I'm gonna do, if you come take a look at this, we're gonna unlock this from the truck, and you just unscrew this, and you're gonna see this whole thing swings out to the side. Pull the pin. Now, how cool is that? Pull this out, locks in place over here. Now, with this upper decker, it came with a jack stand that we can plug in underneath here to give us extra stability if you really have a lot of heavy stuff up there. This upper decker is where we're gonna put our bike rack. And the one thing I wanna note is that depending on if you're trailering and you have something like you're pulling a boat, you can also move the open range up here while you're driving around and then put it down here when it's time to start using it. Now let's get into this thing. First thing I'm gonna set up is my sink table. And this is pretty simple stuff. You take this leg, plug that in, tighten it up. You've got two heights you can choose over here, either up here or a lower one if you have kids. I'm gonna go ahead and do the upper one, and I just slip it over that bar. I'm gonna pick whatever height is gonna make this level, tighten up my leg, and that's it. Then I can lock this in place with these set screws. Okay, this is my first little kitchen work area. Couple options. This is a pretty configurable system, so I can put this as a backsplash. You can put your utensils and things up here so they're not sliding off the table. Super cool stuff. I've got a cutting board that can go right in here. Drops in place, cutting board. Then I have the sink, okay? If we put the sink in place, this is an accordion type piece, pops that down. I've got a plug down here. I can pull that out. And then you have a couple options. You could put your cutting surface up there. I'm gonna put it up here for now. Let's say I don't want this to drain right on my feet. I can pop this out and put this little plug in here, attach my hose, and I can route this maybe over here away from my camp. Maybe I put a stone or something down here. Nice little option that we have there. I wanna put a lantern up or a flag. This can go in any number of spots. This whole system is fairly configurable, pretty flexible. This is actually the jack stand I was talking about. So this can be put together, and this is gonna go back under here. So I'm not gonna put this in place right now, but this basically goes up under here, and you can adjust the foot and give yourself one more stability point. Okay, inside of here, we've got a little silverware drawer we can pull out. Put my silverware in here. I've got a hook. Let's say I want to put this in here. Put whatever I need to there. You've got integrated drink cup holders up here. So super cool stuff on the camp kitchen. Now let's get the stove up in here next. I'm gonna get into the bed of the truck. The open range comes with a gas-powered stove, but being consistent with our electric theme here, we decided to modify this and make it electric as well. We wanted to have a single fuel solution. Everything is electric, battery powered. So just like the sink side, we set up our leg. We're gonna put our stove up here, pick the height, and this is adjustable. You can go up or down. Okay, now check this out. So this is an electric cooktop. I got 2 burners on this. And for power, we have a couple of options. We can use the Rivian power, or we can use our auxiliary power. So in the case of our auxiliary power, I'm gonna run my unit off of this. And we are going to get into the solar option. So our position on the power here is we want to use solar to recharge our battery and run the camp. So we're not running down the battery in the Rivian, which is going to be our driving battery, unless we really need to. Okay, now the solar is set up. You can see here on our readout, we've got 99 hours, basically no load. I've got the AC turned on, which is running my stove. And then up top here, that's gonna be watt in. That's wattage from the solar panels. And on the bottom is wattage out. So we can keep track of how much battery we have, how much we're using, how much we're getting from the sun. And you can always plug this in to the Rivian or to a campsite and charge it up using regular 110 when you get a chance. All right, let's get into the bed of the truck. We've got the R-Max soft tonneau cover. This unlocks and rolls right up. And you're gonna see, first of all, in the back, that is our water system. That's a 40-gallon water tank. It's got pressurized water feeds that we're going to show you in a minute, and it's got an electric water heater, on-demand water, full-blown flowing water, hot water, perfect for camping. In front of it is a custom built-right Moly panel, and then on the sides we have custom built-right Moly panels on both sides. Take a look over there. You can see the Fiskar axe for the campsite. We've got some mole pouches up here, and then we've got our custom Chili Witch mats. The entire truck is outfitted with custom-made Chili Witch mats. We actually worked directly with Chili Witch to make custom mats for the entire truck. So for the bed of the truck, for the tailgate, for the gear tunnel, the frunk, inside all surfaces, pick a color, pick a weave, we have them all. Look at this awesome setup back here. Now let's take a look up here at the fittings for the water system. This is one of the coolest things on the truck. We opted to custom mount the water fittings in the front section up here where the power tonneau is normally stashed. If you take a look up in here, you can see we have the fittings for the water system. These are stainless steel fittings. We've got hot water, cold water, a quick disconnect, and then this is the fill port. So you open this up and fill your 40-gallon tank. I've got my hose here. I'm gonna take this and just push this into my quick disconnect. And check this out. Now we've got running water. As much as I've got 40 gallons of hot water coming out of this thing for the campsite. It's amazing. Of course, for proper overlanding, you need a lot of cold drinks and a place to keep the food cold. So check this out. We've outfitted the Frunk with both a full-blown refrigerator and a freezer. You can adjust the temperature on both of these. You could actually set them up as both freezers or both refrigerators, up to you. These things are super cool. They're very powerful. They have an actual compressor in these. They're not solid state units. They also have battery backup. So they're powered by the Rivian when they're in the Frunk. They have battery backup if you want to pull them out and put them in the camp. And they can also run on the solar panels. How cool is that? And finally, let's talk about the rooftop tent. We have a James Baroud Odyssey hard shell tent up here. This is a fantastic tent, and it's a hard shell tent, so it's gonna work for you if you're in the summer or in the winter. And then we have the James Baroud awning. I'm gonna go ahead and set this up. Let me bring my friend in here. Evan, come on in. First thing we're gonna do, we're gonna pop this, right?
Yep.
So you
unlatch this and push up.
This is where the step comes in handy. I'm gonna hop up here. Oh, you popped the other side already?
Yep, push toward me and up.
Look at that. Perfect. We've got our ladder right here. All right. That's pretty amazing. Now, before we get up into the tent, let's put the awning up, right? Yep. So we'll pull the ladder out of the way for now. Now, if you take a look up in here, this is where we can get up into our tent. And we do have tunnels for this as well, but let's bring the ladder in and show them how this connects up in there.
Yep. So this is just Velcro.
The James Baroud tent is a premium rooftop tent. It's insulated, so it's good for the winter or the cold. It's got all kinds of options with the windows and the doors. You can go mosquito net, you can go privacy, you can open it up for open air, anything you want. And then on the roof of this thing, it's got a solar powered vent and it's got a built-in little battery powered LED light, so you can get yourself around the camp. It's really a nice tent. All right, who's ready to join me and go overlanding in the ultimate Rivian R1T? This build by EV Sportline is off the charts. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. You can go to evsportline.com. Everything we showed you today is available on the website. You can come to us in Atlanta or in Los Angeles and we can build your Rivian just like this. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Make sure to drop a comment below. Let us know what you like about this. What else do you want to see in the next overlanding build? And like this video, subscribe to our channel because we have a lot more Rivian content and overlanding content coming your way soon.